So guys, let's see how we can write these annotations and examples in let's see some examples in Unit 5. So let me share the code section with you. So this is the same project which I created for JUnit 4 test cases. Let me show you what are the dependencies we needed for JUnit 5. So basically, Unit 5 has lot of dependencies. There are many kind of dependencies for different features, different libraries. So the basic dependency we need is org.junit Jupyter, which has this JUnit Jupyter engine. So it consists all the basic tags which we need. So this is the basic example folder. So in this, I have created this basic example test, same as JUnit 4. So here you can see we have before each test, I have added an example of display name tag. This is after each, and this is after class. So here we can see that all the libraries are now coming from Jupyter API module. So let's try to run this. So we can see this is our test has run. Here you can see this basic example test has ran, and it is giving me these console messages running setup test one method, tear down method. If I go at class level, I'll see the before class method and after class method. So this is a basic example. Also for display name tag, you can see it's not giving me this display test display annotation method name. It is giving me this which I gave this message which I gave it inside display name tag. After this, let's see how we write exception test cases in JUnit 5. So this is exception example test class. In this, I have added a before each method, a setup method. And after that, I have write it test example. Earlier, maybe you remember that I need to put this type of exception handler here in JUnit 4, but that is not the case in JUnit 5. I need to give my exception here. So this was in JUnit 4, but in JUnit 5, we do not need that. Also in Jupyter library, you can see test annotation does not have those features. In this, I can directly use assertion assert throw method to catch any exception which is given by my method. So for JUnit 5, let me tell you the basic prerequisite is you need to command some of the functions of Java 8. So that is a kind of prerequisite because as I told you in the earlier slide that JUnit 5 it works on Java 8 and our version mainly. So it's updation of JUnit framework for Java 8 library. So here we can see this this function, this method is throwing a legal argument exception. After that, I am catching that exception in this object throwable and printing that. So let's run this example. Here we can see that this is our running setup method is printed. After that, this message which was present in the method, this method will throw error, and after that it is printing this exception. I can get the message also directly. Now I'm getting the message only. So this is how we can handle exception in JUnit 5 and write some of the negative test cases easily. After this, let's see how we can ignore classes. So for ignoring, Java 5 has updated its ignore annotation to disabled. It's also coming from JUnit API library. So at class level, if I put it, this will ignore this class, and same time it will ignore a method if I put it on at method level. So for example, let's run this. So we can see this, it's not it's disabling this method with a message that ignoring this method and only running example 2 method. This is how our ignoring works in JUnit 5, disabling of a test case. So let's see how we write parameterized test in JUnit 5. So earlier you may remember that we need to write a lot of code to run a test, parameterized test. In JUnit 5, it's quite easy. I just need to put a library from Jupyter that is param dependency. This library I need to add to get these parameterized test and value source annotations. So in parameterized test, I just need to name my test, and in value source I can give some values which I number of times I want to run my test cases. So let's run these parameterized tests. So here we can see that these tests are running 4 times as I've given input 1 to 4. So here it is printing this message also, system, this console message which I've given number, and it's printing these numbers. So this is how we can write parameterized test in JUnit 5. After that, let me show you how to run a timeout test in JUnit 5. In JUnit 4, I need to give that timeout feature here in test annotation, but in JUnit 5, I have a different annotation. It's outside test annotation. This feature is also new. I can give it on setup method also. By default, it takes this value as unit second, but I can change the unit also. I want to run this timeout. I want that this method will fail after 500 millisecond. So I have added a thread.sleep of 5,000 millisecond. So let's run this test. So we can see that it's giving me a fair message that timeout after 500 millisecond. It's not waiting for after 500 millisecond. Let me change this value. Let me give 50 milliseconds. Now what will happen? So the test is passed. So we can use these functionalities if I want to write any test case and check that the function is working within some time frame. After that, let's see examples of tag. So tag is used for filtering some test cases. For example, I want to run some test cases on a production environment. I want to run some test cases on my local or in dev environment or QA environment. I can use this tag feature for that. So this is these two test cases are for dev environment, and this third test cases is for prod environment. To run these tags, I need to create some suits in J- Java JUnit 5. So this is deptic suit. For this, I have added some new annotations at the rate suit, at the rate select package, at the rate include tag. So all these and new annotations are coming from a new library which is given by JUnit platform. So it's a JUnit platform suit engine. So let's run this dev suit. So we can see that it's running only dev test. Let's try to run prod suit. So it's only running production test methods only. So this is how this is how our tag works in JUnit 5. So these are some basic examples for JUnit 5 library. So friends, I hope you understood these concepts or these basic annotations in JUnit 5. We have few more annotations like nested and test factory. I'll cover those annotations in next videos. Also, we will cover assertions in more deep in next videos. I hope you like this video. Let me know your thoughts, feedback in comment section below. Also, I will add links for documentation and Git repo in description. Go and check the code examples there. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Also, share this video with your friends. Thank you.